That's not you and I we're just talking about how I like to be well prepared, which makes me have to ask the question, do you not like to be well prepared? No, you don't.
I know.
You have a
Yeah.
different thing, and that's
Yeah.
actually awesome. I have a lot of respect for that. You just like to get up there and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
I like to just kind of tap in and
I
just
like to tap out.
trust what comes in
But
out of the mouth, John. That's how I function.
it-
Doesn't always go well.
I
But
trust what's going to come out of your mouth, just not my own. Speaking of which, here's one thing I can trust come out of my mouth. Hi, everyone. Welcome, as always, to Living Well Community. This is your home for interactive and on-demand wellness programming brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. Now, I'm John Roberts. This is Mind the Moment in everyday life. Every week, we take viewer questions and we ask, how can mindfulness help us make the most out of every moment in our lives? And I am joined, as I always am, by my friend, a woman who just last week actually admitted to me that if she were a scented candle, her scent would be popcorn. It's Jessica Morey. Jess, how are you today?
hi, John. I'm good. I'm
Jess, I know
good.
you've been having a busy morning, so
Yeah, I think
thank
it's
you
a
for
little
making
bit
the
of
time.
back to school. First pre-K starts tomorrow. First
My
day of
goodness gracious,
pre-K.
before Labor Day. Wow.
Yeah. So it's a little, I think I am like feeling I just feeling all that like new school kind of anxiety too.
Yeah. Well, is
Yeah.
he feeling that as well, or is he just
I think
feeling
so. We
you?
actually yesterday was this little meet and greet at the playground,
Mhm.
and he would not meet and greet anyone. He just wanted
Mm.
to go down the slide with him.
Was he just like sitting back and waiting for them to come and meet and greet him?
Yeah.
Did they? The other no,
Nobody really met and
met
greeted.
or gret him.
No, it did not happen. But it was amazing. Like when we were going down, I was like, all right, we're gonna go meet some of your friends. And he picked out his Spider-Man shirt and he said, the kids are gonna like this.
He was probably right about that. You know what
Yeah,
kids love? Spider-Man.
they do. They still didn't meet or
Folks, regular viewers will know that I like to get us warmed up here by delving into the tangled, thickly woven web of Jessica Morey's memory palace in a segment I like to call Icebreakers. Jess, can you tell me what the theme was of your high school prom? And if you can't recall it, what you think it should have been, and also whether or not you attended and why? A lot of questions right there.
This is
The ice is
amazing.
going to be fully broken.
Okay, so my high school didn't have a prom. So I
Thing.
did not attend prom at my high school. But I did go because I went to a private school. I did go then to the prom with the public high school, uh, actually with my brother's friend.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it had a theme, but if it did, it should have been something like from Nirvana, like smells like Teen Spirit.
Or as we were discussing last week, smells like Axe body spray. Might have been also
Yeah. Kind of
appropriate.
like angsty, awkward, uh, like like I don't know if this is still how it is for teenagers, but like acting like you don't care about everything and everything's terrible.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I
Hmm.
should know that because I work with teens, but I don't know how it is like at a public school.
Well, I'm curious. You said your private school didn't have a prom. Was this because of some like Carrie related disaster that had happened the year before, or was it just like too cool for for
It
promming?
was too cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was. I think there were dances. We would go to dances, but there was no prom. That wasn't a thing. Yeah, ever.
Well, just it's probably rude of me to ask you a question that I cannot answer myself because indeed I cannot recall the theme for my high school prom. However, because I grew up on the banks of the mighty Mississippi River, I think the theme for my high school prom should have been River of Dreams. Of course, the theme for what I was actually doing on prom night 1997 was smoking banana peels in the Denny's parking lot, much like yourself, perhaps. Jess, in attempting to run down the theme of
No,
my,
you know what I love about that though is we graduated the same time,
yeah,
1997.
I know,
Yeah, it's a good year.
we are, like in so many ways. So I ended up stumbling on an official website for my high school and trying to see if I could figure this information out. And there's a lot of other information about my graduating class that was on that website that was archived there, including the class officers for my senior year, and it forced me to recall that when I was a senior in high school, some friends of mine and myself, we formed a ticket, for the class president and all the other offices, and everyone on the ticket got elected to the office they were running for, except for me, except for John Roberts. I think I was running for class treasurer. Do you think I look like somebody who shouldn't be trusted with other people's money? Is that
Yes.
Jess, would you trust me with your money?
I would, John, but I know you. I know you more deeply.
Yeah, thank you. Well, folks, we'd love for you to be a part of the conversation today as well. Do open up the chat. Let us know. Would you trust me with your money? What was the theme of your high school prom? And of course, any other questions you might have for us at any point during today's program. Jess, your questions. You ready?
Okay.
Dear Jess and John, I am filled with dread. Juicy. My younger cousin's wedding is taking place in a few weeks, and I have received reliable intel that I'm going to be seated next to somebody at the reception who, let us say, rubs me the wrong way. It's not like this is a bad or evil person per se, but their values and the way they express those values makes me want to run away from them screaming. Is there anything I can do to keep from freaking out and making it all seem just so awkward? Please help. So, Jess, I like this question specifically because it's about being trapped at a wedding next to somebody that you may not want to be there with. But I think it equally applies to any situation in which one is expected under threat of social ostracization to maintain a certain level of decorum around a group of people, which may include people you don't even want to be in the same room with, maybe not even the same planet with. It could be a high school reunion, debutante ball, spelling bee, charity fundraiser on a private island, public playground, US Open, anything you like. This also assumes, I think, the reasonable social expectation that you're not going to actively or explicitly complain about the seating arrangement, and in doing so threaten to make the host's special day all about you. So, complicated. What do you think? What can be done? Can mindfulness help specifically?
John, it definitely can help. Okay.
That's what I was hoping to hear.
Actually, no, I don't think so.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for joining.
So, I mean, it also, this kind of thing could happen at work. You could have someone that
Mm-hmm.
you really don't, that rub you the wrong way.
In the cubicle next to you when we used to have
cubicles. We used to work. I guess nowadays you don't have to. You can work at home, like John Robert. But in any case, okay, so a few things to do with this that I just want to highlight. So one is mindfulness is like, okay, you notice what you're feeling. I would actually invite the first thing to do, I actually feel into what is it that you're feeling? Like, what is the kind of rubbed the wrong way? Like, get curious about your own experience. What emotion are you having? And then what is it about the person? Like, get curious. What's kind of getting me triggered? Okay. That's step one. But as you're doing that exploration, really own it. Like, I feel this way. I don't like this thing. So not like the rules about this exploration is not, the answer can't be because they're a jerk. Okay. Like, so it has to be about you and your own experience and what you feel and what you like or what you don't like. Okay. So within that, you're getting kind of closer to your own values, maybe the things that you value. Maybe you're getting closer to your own needs, that kind of thing, and let yourself connect with that. Oh, I really value this and they don't exhibit that, or I really have this need and that's not met by this person. So you could just let yourself be mindful of that. And then we can shift over into some loving kindness or compassion practice. And again, this might seem a little antithetical, but the first compassion practice is for yourself. So it's like, clearly you're in an unpleasant state if you're feeling that way. Dread. This person is saying they felt dread. There's something kind of significant that's unpleasant for you. So just letting yourself be like, yeah, this is unpleasant. This is hard. Like, I care about this being hard, or I care about this value not being met. And I know this might seem like saccharine or something to do with like some small thing, but I really invite you to just be a little like, yeah, this is hard. This is hard for me. Like, I don't like this. A little bit of kindness. And you could just stop there. And just doing that would be huge. Would be a huge, could transform the whole way you show up in that situation. Tracking what is it actually that I like or don't like, or I need or I value. And then giving yourself a little bit of kindness. Like, yeah, this is hard. Okay, so you could stop there. But if you want to keep going and you feel a little like kind of spacious and a little tender, you might just take that other person into your kindness too. And so even though they rub you the wrong way, somewhere probably really loves them, really likes them. Like just like you, they probably have all sorts of like painful emotions, painful things happening in their life. Like that, so you can kind of do a little reflection to get yourself to be a little bit compassionate towards that person. Like think about their life, think about their situation. Even if you don't know it, like make it up. Just imagine they're a human having a human experience. So that's my recommendation. And then you can just offer like, may you be happy. May you be happy. May you be free from whatever sufferings you're experiencing. And then in the actual time when you're there sitting next to them, you might just use that as a mantra. May I be happy? May you be happy? May I be happy? May you be happy? You could just repeat that to yourself over and over again.
Yes, no, the biggest stress of that, so that's silently, because that might actually solve the problem as well. If you could stare at them saying, may you be happy," until they just leave.
That could work. That could work. Actually, I recommend this user try that and see this listener try that and tell us what happens.
I'm also hearing that in this that there's also the possibility that as one is sitting there being like, I don't want to be around this person, it's also possible the other person is looking at you saying, I don't want to be around you, and so it's that could be part of the humanity that you are considering, is that they are also in a similar situation as you in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, you are someone's difficult person. And if you're not, you need to change your behavior. By which I mean you might not be like standing up for what you need or
Mm.
considering your own, yeah, your own needs and preferences.
Well, so this is so interesting, actually. So if I just want to reiterate that. So if you think to yourself, I am not somebody else's difficult person, that might be saying something about yourself that you need to explore.
Yeah, that you might be like too focused on people pleasing or like accommodating what other people want or what they need. Yeah.
And also, I just wanted to point out as well. So I mean, let me just make sure I got this right. So you said you need to be examining this from the lens of your own, like, what do I not like about this person? So you can't say, I don't want to be next to this person because they're a jerk. But you say, I don't want to be next to this person because I think they're a jerk. Is that the right gateway in, or is that just not
Yeah,
good?
you could like right, because I'm having the thought, I have this whole belief about them that they're a jerk. So again, that's like you owning your thoughts and your beliefs. It's your experience and your perception that's causing the jerkness. The jerkness is not embedded in the person, which it could be really hard for people to hear, but it's kind of the truth.
Yeah. Is so that's actually interesting. So is it possible? Is the suggestion here that there is no objective jerkiness, but rather jerkiness is a process that exists between two people?
I would say in an ultimate sense, yes.
Hmm.
And at the same time, there's like probably like a curve of like jerkiness that do you have me still?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Okay, great.
there was kind of a little bit of a tracer there, but we got it.
So like there's probably a curve of jerkiness that like are behaviors that like, it's a bell curve that most people would probably find unpleasant, So there is some kind of consensus reality, but also there are some people who wouldn't. So it's still constructed between the two people.
I Jess, if you haven't already thought of it, I'm just gonna incept this idea into your head that if in one of these sessions, if you just sort of just like bloop, just like turn yourself off, you could force me to have to deal with my feelings about that, and like, Jessica Morey is such a jerk, or do I just think she's a jerk because she left the meeting? Don't do it now.
Or because
Too
I took
soon.
the meeting from the pool.
That's but just this might be a wonderful point to segue into the guided meditation, seeing as you have to do that. Uh, do you agree? Anything else you'd
I
like
do.
to
I do.
do?
I want to do
Okay,
this. And
good.
what I want to try, and
Mhm.
I really want, I'm going to guide a kindness, a metta, loving kindness or compassion practice for difficult people based on this reader's this listener's question. So, but what I want to, I'm going to guide it, but you just be curious. Like, no problem if your heart doesn't open expansively to the difficult person. Okay. So I just want, it's just an experiment to see what happens in your own mind and heart as we do it. Okay. So let's all settle into a comfortable meditation posture. And when we're doing these kinds of kindness practices, it can be helpful to really let yourself be comfortable. And then take a few deeper breaths. And if it's helpful for you, you can sigh out on your exhale. So long, slow, full exhale. Letting your body settle, releasing tension and holding. Just letting yourself enjoy any present moment sensations or the feeling of the breath. And then to start, I'm going to invite you to bring to mind someone that is really easy for you to wish well. This could be a non-human being. It could be a pet, a baby, or just someone in your life that it's easy. You just wish them well very naturally. Maybe even you think about them and you kind of smile. And so bring them to mind, and we'll just start with this well wishing. So may you be happy. May you be healthy, safe. So if it's helpful for you to stay connected, you can use those phrases or even just words like happy, happy, safe. You can try to keep an image of this person in your mind and a felt sense of what it's like to be with them. And just notice what it's like in your mind to think of them and to wish them well. Just notice what that is like, how it feels. Okay, and now we're going to shift. You're always welcome to come back to the easy. We call this the easy person, and just hang out, wishing them well, and feeling into what it feels like to feel this kind of kindness, this well wishing, friendliness, kind of friendliness. And so now I want to invite you to think about someone in your life who's difficult for you. And so I'm really going to ask you not to do the most difficult person. This is just someone maybe who's a little irritating, or you don't, it's just a little hard for you, that level of hard, unless you've done this before. So try a little easy, bring that person to mind and the situation, like when you notice the aversion, the not liking. And notice how it feels in your body. Notice what emotions come up. Notice thoughts and feelings come up. And they are most likely unpleasant feelings and thoughts and emotions. When we pay attention, not liking itself is an unpleasant feeling, which is a kind of contracting, unpleasant feeling. So let yourself notice how it feels. Notice the unpleasantness. Notice that it's hard. And just wishing yourself well, like, oh, may I be happy. May I be free from this kind of contraction, this unpleasant feeling. May I be safe. May I feel at ease in my life. May I be happy. I care about this. Even slight unpleasantness, I care. And I wish for myself to be happy. Okay. And if you're up for it, the next part of this practice is now we're going to consider this person, this difficult person, bring our attention back to them. And just taking a few moments, you could reflect on if there's anything that you know about their lives that's hard in their life, or if you don't know that much about them, just knowing like we are all humans who feel anxiety, fear, sadness, loss, old age, the insecurities. We all have these experiences in our bodies and our minds. See if you can connect. Like this person is just like me, wanting to be happy, wanting to be safe, wanting to be loved, just like me. And see if with that reflection, you can connect to just a little bit of well wishing. Okay. May you be happy. And sometimes we have to start with, may you be free from suffering. May you be free from suffering. May you be happy. I wish for you to be well. Sometimes it's even like I just have a slight preference for you to be okay. Be that subtle. So taking one more moment, exploring that, noticing what's happening in the mind and the body, your mind, how it is to practice with this, what you're discovering. And then you can let that all go, let all the images, all the words, all the effort go, taking a few breaths and letting your attention settle back into your body. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and just orient back to the space around us, to the group. All right, thanks. Thanks everyone for trying that. Yeah, I'd actually love to hear if anyone feels like writing in the chat, like how that was, what happened. I'd be really curious to hear your experiences. Yeah.
And while folks are thinking and typing just a few words, if you have a question you'd like for us to tackle in an upcoming episode, please email us at askmtm@point32health.org. And if you'd like to watch this session again, you can either check it out on our YouTube page or our podcast feed later in the week. The links you'll need to access those things are in the chat, or if you're already watching this as a recording, they are in the show notes. Jess, I have to say, I really appreciate the degree to which you make this easy for us as practitioners, because I'm just stuck in this beautiful sentiment of like it's like I just have a slight inclination for you to be okay, just starting at the lowest level, like don't set the bar too high, work your way up, right? Like it's like any exercise, want to work your way up.
Yeah, you don't have to have like heart exploding, like warm, fuzzy, lovey feelings for this person. It's just, and actually the translation often, what we're looking for is like non-ill will. It's like, that's like a pretty low bar. I just don't wish you ill.
But quite seriously, if you think about the world, and if you think if we just move the needle from hatred to non-ill will,
huge.
it'd be huge.
Yeah.
It would be huge.
Yeah.
Well, so just I'm thinking about the situation where you're in a situation where you're forced to be with somebody that you don't really want to be with. I can tell you seriously about one way I've dealt with this in the past that has felt effective, and that's by pretending that the other person is someone I'm interviewing. Present company excluded. And that I'm approaching the interview with like journalistic objectivity. Like my only purpose is just to get the person to talk about themselves. I'm not going to inject myself into the conversation or allow myself to be sort of pulled in, right? And it's been effective for me in certain situations. It does involve some effort to sort of prevent your ego from intruding. But I found that it makes me feel less bad about the person over time, because when you're sort of doing that sort of interviewing, you're sort of digging into the intentions behind the intentions behind the intentions, and it becomes harder to just think about the person as just a straight up goblin. Then,
yeah.
Is that so? I mean, do you think is that mindful enough?
Absolutely. I mean, that sounds like wise action for sure. Like there's some quote that I can't about like if you don't love someone, it's like you don't know them well enough, or there's no one that you know well that you can hate, or something like that. Like that, as we get to know people more, it makes it a lot easier to have like a more forgiving perspective. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Colleen is saying, when I wish the difficult person well, I immediately visualized having more sense of peace within myself. Amen. The domino effect of angst I usually feel with this person and their actions was interrupted.
Maybe it's a new domino effect of non-ill will.
No, and that, I think that's part of what I would love for people to explore. Like feeling not liking someone or feeling aversion or resentment is unpleasant for us, or anger or any of those negative feelings is like you might, if you really pay attention, it's unpleasant for me to feel like that. There's not peace. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Colleen.
And good enough if it's just if you can, even if you're just keeping a center on yourself, like I'm doing this for me, it's still okay, right? And then if the other person's, if the non-ill will is just like collateral damage, so to speak, then perfect, right? That's
totally another awesome starting point. Yeah.
Well, Jess, I feel like we should move into part 3 here, which is plugs. Anything you're doing coming up this week or beyond that you'd like us to know about?
No. I will soon. I'm going to start a regular class in that compassion practice that I taught a while ago. I'll be offering a regular Monday group, so I'll share about that.
Anything you like to plug in your own life, like your son, for example, like if he wants to meet or greet a child? I know he was having trouble meeting and greeting on the
Some play dates. I think he'll be fine, but it's just, he's got a little bit of, he's in a new town, new people. He'll be okay. But yeah, you could send him some well wishes, actually,
Very good.
for
Very
his
good.
birthday of pre-K tomorrow.
Finally, Jess, what is the theme song for your mindfulness practice this week?
Um, Ordinary.
Now you did that last week.
Last time? Oh, God, this is the problem with someone who doesn't listen to that much music.
Is that true?
How about it sounds like Teen Spirit? Smells like Teen Spirit.
Right? Or the song that we have not yet written sounds like Teen Spirit, which will be coming out from us soon. Okay, let me go with for myself. Let me go with Dancing in the Streets by the Grateful Dead. It's performed by the Grateful Dead. Let's go with Filmer West, April 12, 1970 for that. Folks, make sure to check out our ever-growing Mind the Moment in Everyday Life Dance Party playlist on Spotify. Link in the chat or show notes. And do join us every Tuesday. Let other folks know about what we're doing if you're enjoying it yourself. We are back every Tuesday at 12. And this is part of our Living Well community programming, which is always free and always open to all so that you can build your community and bring your community at the same time. Jess, any closing words?
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, John. Amazing host. And keep the questions coming for practice. They're great.
All right. Thanks, folks. We'll see you again soon.